are going to study about class 7 science chapter nutrition in animal. Student, you have learned about that plants are autotrophic organism. Okay, they can make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so they do not depend others for their food. Okay, so plants are also called producers, and animals are called heterotrophic organism because they do not make their own food. They depend on others for their food. Okay, they depend on ready-made food. This ready-made food come either from animals or from plants. Okay, student, human being or animals, we obtain our food from plant like wheat, rice, paddy, jowar, bajra, and from animal cheese, butter, milk obtained from animal. Okay, now next, student, method of taking food. How different organism take their food. Okay, student, different organism have different organ for taking food. Okay, different organism have different method of taking food. Okay, for example, frog have sticky tongue. Okay, with the help of this sticky tongue, it catches its prey. Okay, and amoeba have pseudopodia. With the help of pseudopodia, it take its food particles inside its body. And as human being, we human being have mouth. Okay, we have mouth. Okay, butterfly, student, butterfly have a sucking tube. Okay, sucking tube. This sucking tube is known as proboscis. With the help of this proboscis, butterfly suck nectar from the flower. Okay, and student, housefly is also having a sucking tube. Okay, it suck its liquid food. Okay, it suck with the help of its sucking tube liquid food. Next, students, next, stages in the process of nutrition. There are 5 stages involved in the process of nutrition. Okay, ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Okay, ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Okay, student, first step, ingestion. Ingestion means taking in food inside the body. Okay, we human being put food inside our mouth. Okay, with help of our hand. Okay, so simply, ingestion means taking in food inside our body. Second, digestion. Student, digestion means complex and big molecules of food breaking down and or you can say convert into a simpler form. Okay, this process is known as digestion. Next, absorption. Student, after digestion, the digested food, okay, after digestion, the digested food is absorbed in fluid like blood and carried to other parts of the organ. Okay, next, assimilation. After absorption, the absorbed food is used by the body to generate energy and growth. Okay, this energy is used for carry out the various activity that are taking place inside our body and repair the worn out tissues. Egestion means thrown out and remove waste product, okay, from the body. Now there are 5 stages involved in nutrition. Okay, now we will study about nutrition in human being. Okay, nutrition in human being. Student, in human being, food is digested and absorbed by the alimentary canal. Okay, alimentary canal is about 9-meter long tube. Okay, which run through from mouth to anus. Okay, which run through from mouth to anus, and 9-meter long tube. Okay, alimentary canal consists of organ, mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, anus. Okay, here you can see alimentary canal consists of mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. Okay, student, human being, we take in food into our mouth with the help of hand. Okay, the process of digestion begin in our mouth. Okay, so there are 4 type of teeth. First, incisor. Incisor are the flat front teeth having a sharp straight edge. They help us to cut food and are also called cutting teeth. There are 4 incisors in each jaw. Canine are pointed teeth on either side of the incisor. They help us to tear the food and are called the tearing teeth. There are 2 canine in each jaw. Now, premolar and molar are bigger than both incisor and canine. Premolar are present next to canine and molar are present next to premolar. Okay, they have broader surface and help us to grind the food, so they are called the grinding teeth. Student, the teeth present in our mouth break the food into a smaller pieces. Okay, this process is known as mastication. Okay, student, there are 4 type of teeth. Incisor, canine, premolar and molar. यहाँ पे slide add करूँगी व्यास मैडम. Now student, after teeth, tongue. Okay, tongue is a muscular organ that has to mix the saliva with food and swallowing the food. Okay, and help in the swallowing the food. And one more important thing about tongue. Tongue is a very important sense organ. Okay, tongue is a very important sense organ. Tongue help us to detect the taste. Okay, detect the taste like bitter, salty, sweet and sour. Student, saliva. Saliva is a watery liquid. Okay, saliva is a watery liquid that wet the food, and wetted food is easily swallowed by the tongue. This saliva is secreted from the salivary gland. Okay, this saliva is secreted from the salivary gland. Saliva is a watery liquid. Okay, student, this saliva, व्यास मैडम रोक दो. This saliva help to break down the carbohydrate, okay, into a sugar. This carbohydrate present in food. Okay, saliva help to convert the carbohydrate that are present in our food or break down into a sugar. Okay, and this saliva contain amylase enzyme. Okay, saliva contain amylase enzyme. This amylase enzyme help to convert the carbohydrate into sugar. Carbohydrate that are present in our food, in the presence of amylase, convert into sugar. Okay, this process is happen in our mouth. Okay, now the slightly digested food, okay, the slightly digested food with the help of tongue is swallowed and goes to the esophagus. Okay, goes to the esophagus. Student, esophagus, the other name of esophagus is food pipe. Okay. The other name of esophagus is food pipe. Student, food pipe, this food pipe made up of a special type of cells. Okay, a special type of cells. These cells contract and expand alternately. Okay, these cells contract and expand alternately and produce a wave-like movement. This movement is known as peristaltic movement. Okay, this movement is known as peristaltic movement. Due to this movement, the food that are present in esophagus, okay, the slightly digested food that are present in esophagus push to the stomach. Okay, push to the stomach. रोक दो. Stomach, student, stomach is a J-shaped organ. Okay, stomach is a J-shaped organ, and the further digestion take place in stomach. Okay, the inner wall of the stomach, okay, the inner wall of the stomach secrete gastric juices. The inner wall of the stomach secrete gastric juices: hydrochloric acid, pepsin enzyme, and mucus. Okay, this stomach secrete three gastric juices: hydrochloric acid, mucus, and pepsin enzyme. Okay, student, we will study about one by one. Okay, HCl, hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid kill the bacteria that enter with food. Okay, that enter with food. And the another important function of hydrochloric acid, it makes the food acidic. Okay, it makes the food acidic, and pepsin enzyme activate. Okay, pepsin enzyme activate only in acidic medium. Okay, so this pepsin enzyme break down the protein into smaller molecules. Okay, break down the protein that are present in our food into smaller molecules. Okay, next, mucus. Student, mucus protect the wall of the stomach, the harmful effect of hydrochloric acid. Okay, harmful effect of hydrochloric acid. Now the slightly digested food, okay, goes into and okay, now the partially digested food, okay, now the partially digested food enter to the small intestine. Okay, after that, from stomach to the small intestine, slightly digested food. Okay, student, small intestine is a 6.5 meter long tube. Okay, long narrow tube, small intestine. Okay, and the student, the small intestine arranged in a coiled form in our belly. Okay, the small intestine arranged in a coiled form in our belly. Okay, now the small intestine receive a small intestine is a site of complete digestion. Okay, small intestine is the site of complete digestion of food. Okay, student, is now the small intestine receive the secretion of two glands. Okay, the small intestine receive a secretion of two glands, that are pancreas and liver. Okay, two glands, pancreas and liver. Okay, student, liver secrete gastric juices. Liver secrete gastric juices, and these gastric juices is stored in gallbladder. Okay, these gastric juices is stored in gallbladder. And pancreas secrete the pancreatic juices. Okay, the pancreatic juices contain amylase, trypsin and lipase. Okay, the pancreatic juices contain amylase, trypsin and lipase. Remember this: pepsin, amylase, trypsin and lipase. Okay, pancreatic juices contain. Now the gastric juices, student, the gastric juices convert the or break down the fat, large molecules of fat into a smaller molecules. Okay, this process is known as emulsification. Okay, this process is known as emulsification. After that, the pancreatic juices, okay, the pancreatic juices convert or break down the starch that are present in our food in the presence of amylase, break down or convert this starch into glucose. Okay. Next, protein. The digestive convert protein that are into a amino acid, and emulsified fat and emulsified fat in the presence of lipase break down into a fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, fatty acid or glycerol. Okay. Now in small intestine the process of digestion is completed. Okay, after that the digested food, okay, the digested food, you can say nutrients. Okay, these nutrients are absorbed. Okay, these nutrients are absorbed by the from the wall of small intestine. Okay, the wall of small intestine. Student, the wall of the small intestine wall have a finger-like projection. Okay, this finger-like projection is known as villi. Okay, finger-like projection is known as villi. Student, villi increase the surface area of absorption so that more and more nutrient absorbed. Okay, so that more and more nutrient absorbed. This will increase the surface area of absorption. Okay, after that, and this villi is surrounded by one more thing. This villi is surrounded by the blood vessels. Okay, this villi is surrounded by the blood vessels. After absorption, these nutrients or digested food transported to other parts of the body. Okay, transported to other parts of the body. After that, the final product after digestion is starch, is glucose. Okay, is convert into a glucose convert or break down into a carbon dioxide and water in the presence of oxygen in the cells. Okay, and release energy. And amino acid. Okay, the last product is after break down the protein is amino acid. This amino acid help to repair the worn out tissue, and the fatty acid or glycerol deposit in the inside our body for the future use. Okay, after that, student, after absorption and assimilation, okay, the food that are not digested, that are not absorbed by the small intestine, okay, this undigested food, we call this undigested or a waste product. Okay, this waste product or this undigested food from small intestine pass from small intestine to a large intestine. Okay, large intestine is a wider tube. Okay, wider tube. Student, here in large intestine most of the water is absorbed by the villi. Villi are also present the wall of large intestine, and here the waste product or undigested food becomes solid. Okay, become solid. Now this undigested food is stored, and this solid undigested food or waste product is stored in rectum. Okay, in rectum. and expel out or remove out from the body through anus. Here the process of egestion is completed. The undigested or waste product expelling out from the body is known as the process egestion. Okay student, here the process of digestion, the process of nutrition completed in human being. Thank you. Have a nice day.